So this anime has truly become exhausting. I'm feeling more and more fatigued every single episode that I watch. Just knowing the amount of abuse that Himari has done to this lad. And here's Himari, of course, being bubbly. We've all seen her real face. We've all exposed her. The mask is off. She's not this bubbly girl, but instead she abuses him, is very violent towards him, teases him in a way where it makes him uncomfortable, and then just pulls the rug underneath his feet as if, through lies and deception. And no matter how many times her brother keeps telling her, hey, be more honest, be more truthful, be more genuine, she keeps pulling the rug underneath his foot, always teasing, always poking. This deception, it's just, everyone's already seen it. So it's nothing new. It's nothing, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's just always in your face. Every time she acts bubbly or immature, or she's just trying to be funny, she's just trying to be sarcastic, it just feels, how do I say this? Very sour. It leaves like a sour taste in your mouth. Like you put too much salt on something. That's just how it feels. So for me, this has just become so exhausting. This whole entire show, it's not what I thought it would be. The premise of this anime was, can a boy-girl friendship survive? Can their friendship as being childhood friends survive despite someone else liking you? Inamoto Rio likes you, and so they're really just trying to keep friendly relationships between Himari, the blue-haired girl, and you, the boy. But at the same time, it's like, bro, how do you stay friends with someone who abuses you? When a girl gets violent with you, the first thing you should do, guys, is run. You just run. You know what I'm saying? Like what's your biggest fear, guys? A clown, or the shadows, or the who knows? But when something that you fear approaches you, that's how you should treat the same with violence. You should just fear someone who you're genuinely like, but they are violent towards you. You should just run away from it. Run away from the situation. Whether it's a guy, whether it's a girl, anyone who's violent with you, you should just blacklist them. Thanos snap them away from your mind. Of course, when it comes to family, it's just slightly different because, when you're young, you have to kind of put up with, your mom and dad or your sisters. It just, but that's a whole nother topic. Here, within this context, Himari is 100% abusive towards him, mentally and physically. And we've seen it, guys. We've seen it. Watch the previous episodes. She throws tantrums and embarrasses this guy. She slaps him, punches him, shoves him. Bro, like, who wants to be in that type of relation? And I make one caveat. About, oh yeah, they can kind of, you gets away with being in a relationship because he's a simp. And then Himari gets away with this bullshit. Just look at her smug face. She gets away with this relationship because she's still young. You know what I'm saying? She's still young. She's still learning. Let me see. Put a mustache on that. She's a clown now. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, she's still young. She's still learning. And so that's why I say, oh, maybe, I give a slight caveat. They're young and they're dumb. They're young and they're dumb and they don't know what they're doing. So that's why I give a little bit of caveat. They're still young. They're still in middle school or high school, whatever it is. And so that's the only reason why I can kind of just brush it off. Damn, you has a huge fucking head right here. See how big his fucking head is? Holy shit. What the fuck? Look at that head proportion, guys. Head, body. Holy shit. Is that how my head is too? No, see, look. My shoulders are like way out here. And then this is my head, but look at his. Like, bro, just like, holy. What are the animators doing? God damn. And I'm wearing headphones too, guys. So it makes my head look a little bit bigger. And I have long ass fluffy hair. Oh shit, I fucked up my hair. But anyways, enough about me. that's the only reason I allow for all this bullshit, just to not, you know, really control the narrative. Is I know that they're still young, you know, they're gonna make mistakes, they're gonna have their failures. You eventually, if he doesn't get blackpilled, will eventually get blackpilled by, you know, Himari's constant abuse and just rejection overall of the truth. And he should honestly just go with Inamoto. You know, Inamoto is actually a proper girl. She hasn't thrown tantrums in public. She hasn't gotten violent with you. If anything, she's just trying to make this whole fucking, you know, chaos right here, this whole dumpster fire better. But yeah, guys, I just, you know, this anime is just becoming more and more exhausting. I'm feeling a little bit more, bro, what's up with my hair, bro? Like, what the fuck? You know, it's just not hitting different no more. You know, the whole narrative, the whole premise has just been thrown out the window, you know. And, you know, just to wrap this up real quick, the only real part that I really enjoyed was watching how one of the girls just trash his accessory. Like, bro, I paid how much for this bullshit? You know, I paid what? It didn't even work. You know, it was just hilarious seeing the demise on his face. Oh yeah. You know, this girl Himari will literally show violence towards you physically and mentally. But oh no, a girl, you know, threw away an inanimate object. She threw away something, you know, something that she bought was her hard-earned money from you. And now you're feeling, now that's where it hurts. That's where it fucking hurts. Bro, you should feel like that with yourself, your spirit. Himari is doing more damage than this girl will ever do to this accessory. It's hers now. Yeah, you made it. Yeah, you put the hard work in it. But she bought the accessory. She has the right to throw it away, you know, stick it up anywhere she wants. She can eat it I mean, it's not meant to eat. But she could use it for torture for all we care. You know what I'm saying? And this is where he chooses to be hurt? Nah, man. See, this, you know, bruh. You know, this shows the discrepancy between, you know, where his priorities are at. You know, I get it. This, you know, his accessory shop is his baby. And his accessories, you know, are an attachment to that. But in reality, it's Himari that is truly damaging you, bro. So yeah, guys, this is why I'm exhausted. This is why this whole entire anime has just been one slow burn, one huge giant slow burn, turning into a dumpster fire. Of course, if you enjoy it, I'm not shitting on anyone who enjoys it. It's just, for me, I'm getting a headache. Getting a headache from this facade of friendship and this relationship. If she gets violent again, guys, bro, I hope he fails in life, because he needs to fail so hard just to open this goddamn boy's eyes. But yeah, bro, if she gets violent again, it's like, bro, you stuck with that. You chose this path. And of course, with businesses as well, you know, you're gonna have your ups and downs and your failures. You know, obviously, you know, he cares way too much what other people think of his accessories. He should just keep doing it despite the negativity, despite all that. You know, when you do something, you do it because you like it. And no matter what people translate all of your stuff or what they do to your stuff, it's not your problem. That's their feelings. And you know, they got swindled, and that's on them. They got scammed. You know what I'm saying? That's advertisement for you. But anyways, that is all, guys. Peace.